Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers Newark Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
We're going to go ahead and get right into our warm-up, either seated or standing like we normally do with our chin tucks and our head turns. So just lengthen the spine, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to push the chin back. It's a very small movement. 2, we're doing 10 reps. You should feel a little bit of a stretch right in the back of the neck where the head and the neck attach. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Head turns left and right for 5 per side. Ready? Here we go. We're going to go ahead and turn, center, other side, center. 3, center, 4, center. 5, center, 6, center, 7, center, 8, center, 9, center, and 10, center. Okay, from here you can be seated or standing. We're going to do our 4 count chain breakers. That's where we pull apart for 3, like we're trying to break a chain. And then on 4, we open our arms wide, our knuckles come back. Okay, we've got 10, 4 count. Ready and begin. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 1, 2, 3, 8, 1, 2, 3, 9, and 1, 2, 3, and 10. Okay, going into our 4 count cherry pickers. If you're seated, your feet are going to come wider than your shoulder width. We're going to go out, middle, in, and then when we come up, we're going to do an arm circle. So from standing, it looks out, middle, in, arm circle. Okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to show mine seated for 5 and then standing for 5. Okay? Ready and begin. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 1, 2, 3, 8, 1, 2, 3, 9, and 1, 2, 3, and 10. Excellent. All right, next we are going to do the final move in our warm-up here, and we're going to do straight arm pull downs with the knee raise, 10 per side. My first 10, or my first 5 I'll do seated, my second 5 I'll do standing, okay? So knee raise with the arm pull down. Ready, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, guys, that's the warm-up portion. I'm excited for today. Moves that we've been doing, maybe one addition, but I've sequenced it in a way that we're going to separate the movements and then bring them together. So what I mean is the first block is going to be 9 minutes long. It's 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of our transition time, just like we've been doing. We are going to do side step sumo squats for the first exercise. So you can have body weight or without weights here, okay? Your water bottles, okay? Side step, sumo squat, side step, okay? From a seated position, what this is gonna look like is, here's my board, sorry. Side step, side step. So you're gonna be working those glute meads, okay? So that's your seated alternative there, okay? The next 45 seconds is our curl and press. Nothing new here. You can just go through your range of motion without weights, or you can use your water bottle or dumbbells, okay? Then we're going to add on a third one. We are going to combine the two. So if you're seated, it's going to be side step, curl, press, okay? And you're going to repeat that sequence. If you're standing, you're going to go side step, curl, press, side step, curl, press, okay? So we do them both separately, and then on the third one, we do it together. We've got 3 rounds total, that's 9 minutes. For the first round, I will remain seated the whole time, and then the next 2 rounds, I'll go to standing. So let's get ready. We're starting with our side step sumo squats in 3, 2, and 1. Let's begin. So if you're seated, I'm kind of on the edge of my chair here, so I have room to move those legs out to the side. All right. Should feel a nice stretch through the inner thigh if you're seated, as well as feeling the side of the glute working here as you're tapping that foot out. Side steps. We've got 20 more seconds here, and then we're going to switch it to our upper body movement, our curl to press. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We've got 15 seconds to recover. We're going to go into our curl to press. Again, you can use dumbbells, water bottles, soup cans, or just work through your range of motion. You don't even need to use weights. Let's just work on that mind muscle connection with without them. Here we go. Curl, press, bring it back. Okay, seated or standing. Feel that core engagement, okay? Really try to pull that belly button back towards your spine to keep those deep core muscles engaged. I'm sitting or standing, nice and tall. Moving through the elbow joint and the shoulder joint for this exercise. In our biceps and our shoulders with 10 more seconds here, and then we're gonna put both those moves together. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, a little bit of recovery. Remember, it's going to be a side step, squat, curl and press. Okay, so 1 on each side, and in the center, we bring it into a curl and press. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to squat, curl, press. Again. Curl, press, okay? You move at your own rhythm, your own pace, okay? Remember, it's the quality of your repetition over, getting lots and lots of reps and seeing how fast you can go through it. Just take your time. Think about what you're doing. Stay focused. This really plays into coordination today because we're doing these combo moves. All of our strength sets are going to look like this today. 2 separate moves, and then put them together for the third. 2 and 1. Okay, back to the top. We've got 2 more rounds to go through. So I'm going to move to standing now, going back to just our side step sumo squats or those lateral taps. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Just the side step squats, sumo squats. Right. All right. Press those heels into the floor as you raise your body back up, and you'll feel more glute engagement, okay? Think of pushing those heels down to lift you back up. Move at a pace that's comfortable for you. You should feel your inner thighs working. You should feel your outer glutes working. 10 more seconds here. We're gonna take a break from the lower body and go to our curl to press. And remember, 45 seconds is too long. Start late or finish early, okay? All right, rest. Deep breath. Curl to press is next. All right. And in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Curl, press, bring it back. Good. So remember to keep that core engaged. And if you're standing, you're also keeping your glutes engaged. Okay, so you're squeezing your core and your glutes here to kind of give you a nice, solid base to move these arms on. Good, we're past halfway for this, and then we're gonna go ahead and combine that, the two exercises with our side step sumo, curl and press. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, a little bit of recovery here. Getting ready for the combination of the two. 10 seconds to start. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna side step up, curl, press, bring it back. Side step up, curl, press, bring it back. Good. Side step up, curl, press, bring it back. If my tempo does not work with yours, please go at your own pace. Remember, we are just looking for those quality reps. Up. Press, bring it back. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, one more round through. So we're gonna go back to just our side step sumo squats, seated or standing. All right, last time for every exercise we do now. Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. We're back on. You should feel those outer glutes, inner thighs. Whether you're seated or standing, you should feel that. And if you're standing, you're really pushing the heels in as you elevate your body up. We're past halfway. Move at a tempo that's comfortable for you. And if you need to stop a little early, you need a little extra rest, that's no problem. Listen to your body. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time, okay? A little bit of recovery. Curl and press is next. 10 seconds to start. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Curl, press, bring it back. Good. Core is tight. Knuckles are out, facing the sides. This is called neutral grip. All right, when the knuckles are out to the side, they're not facing the front or the back. If you're standing, you're also keeping those glutes engaged, okay? Good, we have 15 more seconds here, and then we're gonna go ahead and get ready to put both the two movements together, and then after that, we break, okay? Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we have 15 seconds to get ready for our combination move. So it'll be our side step sumo, curl and press. Okay, and here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Side step up, curl, press, bring it back. 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 Almost there. We've got 8 seconds. Now 5. Goes fast. 3, 2, and 1. Good. There's our first block, okay? So now we are going to go get a drink here, and we're going to go ahead into our conditioning or more of our cardio circuit, okay? So that we do for 40 seconds of work and 10 seconds rest, okay? So these are 5 minutes long, all right? And we are not using any weights for this one. Our first one, if you're seated, you're on the edge of your chair. I want you to take that rowboat position, like you're rowing oars from a boat, and your toes are, your legs are extended long so that you have room to kick back, all right, and row, okay? So if you're standing, that's our butt kicker and row, all right? Those heels are coming up towards the butt, okay? And then our second one is our modified jumping jacks, or you could do a hybrid, okay? All right, so you figure out how you want to do that from your seated position. Tap, 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 okay? All right, so it's a little quicker than that sumo squat with the jacks, okay? All right, so 40 seconds is going on the clock. Round 1, I always do seated, then I'll stand up for the next 2 butt kickers with that row. Ready? In 3, 2, and 1, begin. Here we go. So we're trying to just get the intensity here. Think more cardio now. All right, we're just kind of moving nice and quick, getting those joints moving. Knees, elbows, shoulders. Squeezing those shoulder blades back, okay? These are great for posture. So are those chain breakers. They're similar to those chain breakers that we were doing. And I'm finally starting to feel myself warm up here. I was chilly when I first came down. 5 more seconds here. 2 and 1. Good. We have 10 seconds. We're going to get ready for our modified jumping jacks. Again, you can put some regular jumping jacks mixed into this. You do you. You do what feels good for you. In 3, 2, and 1. Good. So this is the bottom of round 1. When we get to the top of round 2, I'm going to stand up. But if staying seated is better for you, please stay like that. All right. And again, if 40 seconds is too long, start late or stop early. Okay. We have 15 more seconds here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Going back to those butt kickers with the row. In 5, 4, 3, 2, begin. All right, so you can remain seated. I'm just going to do the standing option for the next 2 rounds. Feel those shoulder blades pull together in the back. All right, think about it. Standing up tall, and as those heels pull back, we're working those hamstrings. Think of those muscles in the back of the thighs. Good. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. 10 seconds recovery. Going into our modified jumping jacks. Okay. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So you can stay just like this, whether you're seated or standing, or you might want to add a little bit of a twist to it. Jack, jack, and then 2 regulars. Okay, you figure out what works good for you. The biggest part is showing up, right? You gotta show up. It's the most important part. Your consistency. 5, 2, and 1. Okay, one more time through, and then we're going back to another strength circuit, okay? All right, those butt kickers with the row. 2, 1, here we go. Seated or standing. Should feel the back of the shoulders, the upper back, and your hamstrings. So it's working right now. as well as your heart rate, your blood's flowing. Getting a little cardio in here. Good for the heart muscle. 15 more seconds here. Last 5, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake that out. One more set of modified jacks, and we'll take a recovery break here before we go into our next strength set. Jacks in 3, 2, and 1. So do what feels right for you. You can stay here with that modified, seated or standing, or you can modify, jack, jack. A little bit of bouncing is actually good for bone density. Makes your bones strong, as long as you can handle it. Don't push yourself if you feel pain. Being slightly uncomfortable is okay, right? But pain is not okay. That's when we need to modify or rest. 2 and 1. Okay, guys, great work. 5-minute block is done. We're going back to a 9-minute block. Go ahead and get a drink. All right, so back to our 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds transition time. Just like the first circuit, we are going to do upright row. So we're going to do sit squat, up, upright, I'm sorry, just sit squats for the first one, okay? Let me not get ahead of myself here, right? I'm telling you the third one. So sit squats, or your seated alternative is you're gonna give me leg extensions today, okay? So if you're remaining seated for this workout, you're alternating those leg extensions, okay? Our second move, seated, is an upright row. All right, so I want you to think of pulling those dumbbells straight up, or just your arms or your water bottles. You're getting the top of the shoulder here with our upright row, all right? And then our last one is a combination. So if you're seated, leg extension, upright row, okay? And if you're standing, you're gonna sit or stand, sit. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. We're gonna stand it up, row, sit it down. Stand it up, row, sit it down. Okay, so we're gonna combine the two, all right? So let's start, remember I was the first one seated. We're starting with sit squats. You can use weights or no weights for this first one. I'm gonna do the leg extensions for the seated variation for round 1. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1, begin. So you're either doing sit squats, or if you're just remaining seated today, give me those leg extensions. Keep that foot flexed on that extended leg so that you can feel the engagement on the top of your leg here, on the top of your thigh. All right, with that cardio component, we were getting the back of the thigh. Now we're getting the front, okay? Our first set, we were getting the sides, all right? So we're making sure we address all areas of the body here, okay? Good. We have 10 more seconds here. And then we're going to go into our upright row, which is our new exercise. I said we have one in there today. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So with or without your weights or water bottles, we're just going to be upright rowing. Okay. So for the top of the shoulder, here we go in 3, 2, and 1. All right. So rowing up. You're seated, body's nice and tall. Feel that length through the vertebrae. You're standing, that core is engaged, those glutes are engaged. And if you start to feel like you need a rest, you could either do something like alternate, okay? That kind of takes the intensity down a little bit, or you can just stop a little bit early, okay? I'm feeling these, we got 10 more seconds here. List 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're going to put them together. So you're going to, if you're doing the full sit squat, you're going to stand it up, upright row, sit it down, okay? I'm gonna do the leg extension upright row for round one. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1, begin. So for the seated option, it's alternating leg extensions, upright row, okay? This is the bottom of round one, combining the 2 first movements. At the top of round 2, I will be going to the sit to stand version of our step squat. Stick with those leg extensions for the seated version if that's what you're doing, okay? 10 more seconds here. I hope you're feeling it like I am. 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it out, okay? We're gonna go back to just the lower body here with either our leg extensions or our sit to stand. Our shoulders get a break, okay? Here we go, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's the lower body here. Think of pushing your heels into the floor as you stand up, okay? Get those glutes involved. That's what that does. When you press into the floor, I can wiggle my toes in my shoes because I'm pushing through the heels and I can feel my glutes really squeeze at the top. Move at a pace that's comfortable for you. Remember, it's quality that we're concerned about over the quantity of reps, okay? 5 more seconds here. 2, and 1. Okay. Right rows are next. I will be standing for this one. You can remain seated if you want. Break from the lower body. All right. Core tight. Glutes engaged. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right. Working top part of the shoulder. Right, you done with or without weight. If you don't have the weights, it's all about talking to the muscles with your mind and having your joints move through that range of motion. Okay, weights are not necessary. It's just an option. Good. Almost got this one. That's 5 seconds. 2, and 1. Okay. Now we are going to put them all together, okay? So either a leg extension, upright row, or a sit squat, upright row. In 3, 2, 1, tap it down, stand up, row. Adding this extra element of coordination to our movements today, where we have an extra set, like a step, you know, these combinations. It's really good for our cognitive health too, okay? So it's good brain exercise because you have to think about the steps that your body's taking. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We have one more round to go through. Okay, so we're going back to our sit squat or our alternating leg extensions. Okay. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. And for your alternating leg extensions. Remember, what are we doing if you're doing your sit to stand? Right? When you stand up, what are you doing with those heels? Press them into the ground. Think of that being what's lifting you straight up. Not have to follow my pace because my pace is not conducive for you. Okay, you can go slower here. Quality is much more important. I'd rather you have 5 quality reps than 20 not so good ones. You understand what I mean? Quality is much more important. 2, and 1. Okay, next is just the upright row. seated or standing, it looks the same, and with or without weights. Okay? Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Now remember, sometimes if this causes any discomfort, you might like the alternating option, okay? Keep that core engaged. You're standing, and think about keeping the glutes squeezed too, okay? You really want to think of your body as a solid unit so that the limbs can perform to their best ability, okay? If you weren't engaging your core or your glutes, you kind of feel like you could just, it's like working on an unstable base, right? 5 more seconds here, and then we're going to put it together. 2 and 1. Okay. Sit squat to upright row, or your alternating leg extension to upright row. All right. Break after this, and then go into our cardio component. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Put it down. Drive it up. Row it. Okay. So upright row. Good. Get a break after this, and we're halfway done this one. Over halfway done this one. Good. Less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Nice work, guys. Go ahead and get a drink here. I'm getting nice and warm. I gotta take my sweatshirt off now. All right. Next set, we're going back to our conditioning, our cardio component. So that's the 40 seconds of work and 10 seconds recovery time. From a seated position, we're doing our knee repeaters I introduced last week. So we're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so same thing standing. All right, you kind of lean, you kind of put your weight on that standing leg. Okay. First round I will do seated, and then seal jacks, okay, modified or add some jumping jacks in with that, but this time the arms are coming out and back, okay, not goes behind us. That looks the same seated here, okay? All right, guys, 3 rounds of this. This is a 5-minute cardio burst, okay? So starting with our 5 and 5 knee repeaters in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. And go working your abs on this. And then 5 the other side. And 5 seconds. 2 and 1. Okay. Seal jacks are next. Remember, that's just like our modified jumping jacks, but our knuckles and our go back behind us. And begin. Here we go. Once again, with these seal jacks, we really get to open up the chest and stretch the front of the chest, which is often tight, okay? And we're also strengthening those back muscles, okay? So again, really good for posture, guys. And the fact that we're getting those glute meads, these lateral side steps here, whether you're seated or standing, that also helps with balance, working these muscles on the side, keeping the knees and the hips healthy. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. That's round 1. I'm going to go to standing for the next 2 rounds. We have our knee repeaters, 5 and 5 per side, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Weight on that standing leg. 2, 3. And switch it. Good, 5 seconds. 2 and 1, okay, shake it out. Seal jacks are next, okay? Take a deep breath, here we go, 3, 2, and 1. So you could stay right here with your modified. And if you're feeling strong, you might tap it, jack it, okay? It's up to you how you want to do it. Good work, 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, one more time through, okay? And then we are going on to our final strength circuit. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, knee repeaters, 5 and 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not going to count too much because I want to let you go at your own pace. I don't want my count to confuse you. Good, 5 seconds. 2 and 1, okay. Last round, shake it out. Last round of modified seal jacks, okay. Seated or standing. 2 and 1, here we go. So you can stay right here, just like this, or you can tap, tap. You do what works good for you. $15 more seconds here, and then we're going to take a break, get a drink. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, guys, get a drink. We have one more 9-minute circuit to go through, and then one more 5. So we're almost done. Our final strength circuit, just in line with the other two, is going to be 45 seconds of bent over rows. Okay, so from a seated position, I'm on the edge of my chair so that I have room to bend forward and pull my elbows up. Okay, so think of pulling the elbows up and keeping them close to the rib cage. All right, my knuckles are out to the side. If you're standing, you're bent over like this, and you're pulling up. Okay. If that gets to be too much and you want to do one at a time, alternating, you can also do that, okay? Our next one, so you know how we've been doing our 3 rows with our hinge? We are just doing the hinges today, which is like a Romanian deadlift. So if you're seated, it's just going to be, you're going to lower down, up, okay? I want you to think of elongating your spine here, okay? So you're not lowering down and rounding, okay? You want to keep everything up. You see that difference there? I'm here versus here, okay? Right here. So I'm going to lower down, up, down, up. I want you to think of that length in the spine. That's when you're seated here, okay? Now, when you're standing, it's down. I want you to think of pushing your hips back. I want you to think of your knees aren't locked out. You're not like this, but your shins stay vertical, okay? They're perpendicular to the floor here. Okay, so it's not like you squat, you don't bring your knees forward, you push your hips back. So you come down and you don't round at the top here like this, keep those shoulder blades back. Okay, so it's just going to be up, up. It's all this back side you're working here. Okay, all right, your hamstrings and your glutes. Then our third one, we're going to do one at a time. If you like what we've been doing, where we've been doing 3 rows and then 1 up, please feel free to stick with that option. What I'm suggesting today is row, up, okay? So we're just gonna alternate back and forth. All right, not talking. Let's get into this first set. Again, I'm going to start seated for the first round, and then I'll move into standing for the next two. So we're doing just our bent over rows right now, okay? Protect that lower back, all right? Go ahead and keep that length in the spine. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, so I'm thinking of lengthening my spine here. I'm not rounding the tops of my shoulders down. I'm not tucking my chin. I'm trying to keep my neck in line with my spine, okay? So your gaze is kind of somewhere forward in front of you. You're not looking at the floor right at your feet, all right? And you're also not looking, you know, up at me maybe. I don't know, you kind of want to be in between, you know, that gaze wants to be in between your feet and looking at where me. And of course, you can always do a check, you know, if you need to see what the exercise looks like, but you just try not to hold it there. 3, 2, and 1. Good. 15 seconds rest. Now we're going to go into our RDLs, or hinges, okay? So I want you to think, keep those shoulders back. Don't round the back. Think of your hips pushing back versus your knees going down, okay? All right, and you lean forward. Here we go. So with the seated, you're leaning forward, nice long extended spine, and up. Lean it forward, up, okay? So stay nice and lengthened through the spine. We're just trying to open and close our hips here, okay? From this seat, if you're seated with me, I want you to think of squeezing your glutes as you are getting ready to lift yourself back up to sitting straight, okay? Good, we have 10 more seconds here. You can always stop a little early if you feel like you need to, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're gonna put them together. So I'm gonna do 1 row and then up. Bend back down, row up. If you like how we have been doing it in the prior weeks, we do 3 rows and then stand it up, please feel free to do it that way too, okay? Here we go. So I'm going to row it, up, back down, row it, up, okay? Good, so when you're seated here, you're really thinking about keeping that spine lengthened. You're not curling, your chin's not tucking into your chest, okay? You're trying to stay nice and neutral through the spine. We have 15 more seconds here, and then we go back to the top for round 2, and I will do the next 2 sets standing. Please feel free to stay seated if that's best. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so we're going back to our bent over rows again. That's our first exercise, okay? So you can alternate these if you get tired. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Those feet are shoulder width apart. I'm gonna bend it forward and I'm gonna row, okay? Same thing with your head here. Make sure you're not tucking the chin into your chest. Kind of have a forward gaze, like you're looking at the floor in front of you somewhere, so that that neck is in good alignment with the spine in the back, okay? So that it's all just, you know, one straight line here. You can always go to alternating rows if you need to. We have 10 more seconds here. We're almost done this one. We're working our back muscles right now, the big muscles in our back. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, relax. We're going to go into our hinge next. Okay, so my feet are shoulder width apart here, hip width apart, and this is where we push back and then up. Okay, so I go forward. My head tips forward as I'm pushing my hips back. 2, 1. Here we go. Hips come back. If you notice, my shins are staying perpendicular to the floor. Okay, they're staying vertical. My knees only look like they're bending because my hips are pushing back. I'm not pushing my knees forward at all. All right, I'm not rounding my back. I'm not tucking my chin here. And you're thinking about those hamstrings and glutes. You should feel that stretch at the bottom. And then when you squeeze to stand up straight, you should feel them engaged to lift you up straight. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent, okay? A little bit of recovery. We're gonna pair the two together now, okay? So we're gonna do our row and then our hinge, okay? Seated or standing, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna hinge it down, row, and stand back up again. Focus on the quality of your reps. Really talk yourself through it and stay present, okay? Don't let your mind wander right now. We're past halfway for this one. And we do have one more round to get through of these 3 exercises. Almost there. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Final time through. Okay. Going to our bent over row. Last time here. Okay. If you feel any low back pain, try going to an alternating or try it seated too. Okay. 2, 1. Begin. Okay. So those hips are pushed back. All right. My elbows are pulling up. All right. Elbows coming up. Think of your back working right now. Our arms are the thing that's moving, but the muscles that are the primary movers in this exercise are your back muscles, the ones that kind of wrap underneath your shoulders and around the sides a little bit through your lats. Good. We've got 10 more seconds here. Remember, you can always start or stop a little bit early if you need to. Last 5, 4, and time. Okay. All right. RDLs. Okay. So now we're working the hamstrings and the glutes here. Okay. All right. Remember, it's pushing those hips back and kind of tipping forward through the upper body. Okay. It's different than a squat. You're using the back of the body here. Here we go. Down. Squeeze to return up. Remember to keep your gaze somewhere on the floor in front of you so that your spine stays in neutral position with your neck. I'm not rounding my shoulders here. I'm trying to keep the shoulder blades back. I'm talking to my glutes. When I stand up to go straight here, I'm squeezing my glutes to try to lift myself up straight here. They're the muscles I want to, and the hamstrings I want to work right now. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Final 45 seconds on this block and we're done with it. We're doing our RDL, our hinge, and our row combination. Okay. Seated or standing. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. So down, row, up. You can do this without weight too, especially if you're just trying to learn the pattern and do it correctly. Sometimes you might not want to use the weight to begin with, just to, if you're feeling like you the coordination isn't there yet, don't feel like you need to use the weights while you're trying to coordinate it. One thing at a time. We'll be doing more. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Okay, all done with our strength work. We have 5 more minutes and we are out of here, guys. Okay, we are doing triceps. These are both going to look basically the same, seated or standing. Tricep overhead extensions. Okay, you can use 1 or 2 dumbbells depending on your strength. All right, or no dumbbells or no water bottles. Okay, you could just come up and down here. You're working the back of the arm here. All right, and then we're pairing that with cross jabs. Okay, so we really get those obliques. All right, going for that last one. So triceps and obliques for our last set. 40 seconds of work, 10 seconds transition time. Starting with our tricep overhead extensions in 3, 2, and 1. Let's begin. halfway. We did these last week and I really felt my triceps by the last set. So I thought, let's do this version again. Plus we just did a lot of bending over and I didn't think bending over for the kickbacks would be that exciting. And time, okay. All right, you can put the weights down. We're going into alternating cross jabs, okay? Think of exhaling as you punch and twist, okay? And begin, here we go. Rotation feels really good on my thoracic spine. Almost feels like a nice stretch. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Next 2 rounds, I will go to standing, but you can remain seated if you like. All right, back to our tricep overhead extensions and begin. Okay, you do not need to use weight for these if you just want to go through this body weight and get the joints moving through the range of motion and just talking to your triceps. All right, just tell them to squeeze, and that's whether or not you have the weights in your hand. Actually, like I'm talking to mine right now as I'm talking to you, telling them to contract as I extend my arms straight up in the air. That's when they're in full contraction, when the arms are up. Whew. Feeling them? I am. 5 more seconds here. 2, and 1. Okay, weights aside. Go back into our cross jabs. And 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Good, 15 more seconds, and then we go 1 more round through. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, final round. All right, so with or without those weights, we're going to do the tricep overhead extensions in 3, 2, and 1. Last 40 seconds here. Make them work. Halfway. Yep, I'm feeling them work now. Ooh, got 10 more seconds. You can do anything in 10 seconds. 5, 2, and 1. All done with those, okay? Last round of cross jabs. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Finish strong. Fifteen seconds. 5, 2, and 1. All right, guys, shake it out. We are done. We're gonna do a quick little stretch out here, okay? Let's go ahead and start, whether you're seated or standing. We're gonna do a neck and upper trap stretch. So I'm just gonna hold and press down with my opposite hand. Feel that nice, gentle stretch through the side of the neck here. Oh gosh, if you've been with me for a while, this is one of my favorites. I do it every day, every day. Same thing, other side. Pulling gently on the head and then pressing down with that elongated arm. Breathing. Good. And then let's go ahead and take both our hands, place them gently on the back of the head, and then I'll show you from the front. We're going to round and tuck our chin forward. Feel that stretch through the upper back here. Kind of pull the elbows in towards one another. Good. Gently come out of that. Now take your palms and put them on the small of your back, your lower back here, whether you're seated or standing. You're going to pull your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart towards the ceiling and feel that stretch through the front of your shoulders and also through your forearms, okay? You can put your head wherever you want. You can look up, you can look straight. I tell you guys all the time, I can't really look up because it hurts my neck, but I feel it really well when I do it like this, okay? I don't feel like you need to have it up for it to work. Okay. All right, so from here, let's go ahead into lower body stretch. So you can either from a standing position, you can come into a side stretch here like this, okay? Or you can do it from the seated position here, okay? And you're just on the edge of your chair and you're stretching that inner thigh. All right, so either one. Today I'm gonna opt for the standing one. Okay, so seated or standing, feel that. You can always hold onto your chair or something as well too, if you need a little extra support for somewhere in between seated and standing. And then when you're ready, let's just go ahead and just switch to the other side. Good, and then you can bring it back to center. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna inhale up, palms together, hands to heart. Exhale, two more just like that, inhale up. Exhale, and last one, up. And exhale. All right, guys, that is a wrap today. Let me know.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.